there, my Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Twin Flame reading for January 2020. Though timeless, right? Whenever you watch it is when you're supposed to see it, right? I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and very, very happy to be doing this read for you today, as I always am. This is a great joy and fun thing for me. If you are new to the channel, please do like and subscribe. I'm making my way to 1,000 subscribers so I can do super live chat. And then once a month, my promise to my subscribers is that I will do a little ditty called Drunk Tarot. There is a video that I did describing, clarifying what Drunk Tarot is in the description box. I don't drink when I read, ever, 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 but occasionally at parties and stuff, for a few drinks, people want me to pull cards, and just hilarity and clarity ensues. So please do like and subscribe, check out that video. While we're talking videos, there are also 3 down there in the description box having to do with twin flames, soulmates, and contracts. Starting with a couple that I did, but all inspired from the work of Matt KAHN, who actually we're going to be using Matt KAHN's new Healing Mantra deck in these reads. The one that he did is called Soul Contracts. Twin Flames and Soulmates Redefined, which really changed the whole soulmate twin flame, because they had been conflated for so long. So that video is in there. That's the one that inspired me to then do my own called Clarifying Twin Flames, Soulmates, and True Lovers. True Lovers, my my addition to the soul contract soup, so to speak. So please do have a look at that, because the difference is the definition. The difference between soulmate and twin flame is really about a contract. What's the bottom line of the contract, right? You always want to know, what's the bottom line of the contract? I was raised by lawyers. I'm a witch who was raised by lawyers, go figure. So the bottom line of a soulmate contract, this is the one everybody wants, is that you help each other heal, and those contracts can be in any way, shape, or form, right? My mother and I are soulmates. We help each other heal. My father and I, however, were twin flames. Twin flames, you don't so much help each other heal as you teach each other how to heal and love and respect yourselves, usually by not giving each other the things that you want. For example, respect. So you have to learn how to respect yourself. Approval. You can't give them approval. They just can't by contract. It's not their fault. It's how it's written, right? So you have to learn how to approve yourself. So twin flame contracts tend to be very turbulent. They, like soulmates, are not always romantic sexual. In fact, nor do you only have one per lifetime. You may have hundreds of twin flames and soulmates when you pull back and look at your lifetime in general, as well as other lives, right? The purpose of both is to help you become the best that you can be, but get that you need a lot of twin flames in your cycle of embodiments, if you want to call that, your cycles of reincarnation, as well as soulmates, to kind of balance that out so that you learn how to love yourself and then learn how to love others. Makes sense, right? Covers every area, crosses every T, dots every I. For these readings, we are going to be looking at divine masculine and divine feminine, just as a way of distinguishing 2 different parties in a category. It's better than party A and party B. We're just going to say divine feminine and divine masculine. I consider myself a divine feminine, so we're not even talking about bodily gender, you know, Y chromosome or lack thereof. I am. I'm definitely more divine feminine energy. I'm a gay male, professional, intuitive. I fly by my inspiration and my spirituality. I prefer the energy, the definition of yin, right? More Eastern yin than yang, but we're all a balance of both. Put me around certain people, I'm more divine masculine. So we're all fluid in that way. So you're going to have to figure out, your job, figure out which one you are in this by how it feels in your body as you listen, but also because we're doing twin flames, there can be a lot of mirroring and similarity. So you can absolutely look at both sides of the contract as aspects of self, because we're all one and all mirroring stuff to each other, though not exactly the way we always think mirroring works. That being said, the last thing I would like you to do is please breathe. You're going to breathe anyway, right? It's just essential to life. But the more you are conscious of your breath, the more in the present moment you are, the more that you can actually experience the reading without the mind taking you into all of these different tangents, as it mechanically does, by the way. taking you out of the present moment. And the more that I am consciously aware of my breath, I slow it down, the energy comes through a lot smoother for me, for you, so I can translate the guidance, the grace, the chi, the prana, the grace, you know, whatever you want to call it, into words, because I'm a clairvoyant empath, so I see it and I feel it simultaneously. My job is to translate it into words. So if you are focusing on your breath in the present moment, you're actually tuning to the same guidance, grace, prana, chi, whatever you want to call it, that I am, even though we are separated in time and space. That's the quantum field at work for you. Go fig, right? So I think that's about it. Preamble done, right? Exposition taken care of. Let's get down to work. Take a nice deep breath. I am a Virgo, so I may call you my Taurian brothers and sisters, my earth sign brothers and sisters. Ground and center, take a deep breath. Let's do this. And there's the central heating going on. Let me go turn that off. Be right back. Magic clap. So sorry about that. I really should write down a checklist. Turn the central heating off. I always make sure the phone is off. Something always falls through the cracks. Virgo detail-oriented that I am, right? So what happens when you're a YouTuber working on your own. Don't have a team yet, but help me get there, right? Let's dive in. Nice deep breath. All right. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, please, please. One card in clarity to represent the divine feminine from the Caroline Myss archetype deck. All of the cards I'm using, the decks that I'm using, are in the description box at the below at the very bottom. My angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card to represent the divine feminine in this Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract, January 2020, and timeless. We're going to do the same, please, for the divine masculine while we're here. For this Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract, January 2020. Though timeless. All right, let's see who we're dealing with here. The divine feminine is the pioneer archetype, and the divine masculine, the mediator. So interesting. Pioneer and a mediator could get a lot done in this world were they to cooperate. So we're going to define both of these. There is stuff written on the cards if you're new to these readings or these cards. Every archetype is essentially neutral. They're all about power, right? So we've got the shadow attribute, the shadow power, and the light attribute. I prefer the language lead and gold because that's the ancient kind of alchemical language. So take it as it rolls. So we're going to start with the lead so that we understand what's in the collective in terms of the negativity, if you like, of the wounds, of the shadow stuff. Shadow power is what you don't want people to know about, right? It's the hidden agenda stuff. So the shadow attribute of the pioneer, compulsive need to keep moving on, right? So as soon as they pioneer something, it's like, okay, now what's the next thing? Now what's the next thing? Now what's the next thing? Could you call that a pioneering addiction? Perhaps you could. It's like, okay, I pioneered that now. So it's like not wanting to actually stay in one place, similar to the seeker archetype in its shadow. The pioneer is part of the creativity family, the creative family of archetypes. So you could see that, like always pioneering, creating. The light attribute, what the divine feminine is shooting for here, passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. Now, to clarify for both the lead, the shadow in both of these, this twin flame contract reading is really about saying that this is what's being healed in each partner, if you will, each twin individually. In other words, the relationship, the contract itself is helping to alchemize the lead to gold. So now let's look at the divine masculine mediator. I have a touch of the mediator in me, closer to the diplomat, but similar. Shadow attribute, negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. So different than a judge, a mediator, like if you can see the card, the mediator is sitting in the middle, while two people, they're showing their backs, and the mediator is trying to kind of work things out between them while the two people are not looking at each other, which is essentially what a mediator does, right? Two people in conflict, someone in the middle. So if you can imagine that with an ulterior motive or an agenda, what they don't want anybody to know about, sort of like the judge putting their thumb on the scale, okay? Personally or professionally. The light attribute, gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. And that's something that we all need to be cultivating in our lives, particularly with the divine masculine, because it regulates the power of willpower, choices, and decisions, as well as the mental power, thoughts, and beliefs. So to have respect for both sides of an argument, it's like, okay, I don't have to agree with what your position is, but I can respect that that is your position in it. And that's where we all need to be just to get through the world right now, saying, okay, I do not agree at all with, for instance, your political positions, but I absolutely respect the soul that has met, that there's a soul in that body that is on their own journey, and they have absolutely every single right to take whatever position they want, because that's what life is for. Right, the one quantum manifesting is all of these billions of people over millions of years, right? To manifest our own journey and make our own choices and have our own perceptions, and both sides of an argument to be respected that way. Doesn't that make sense? Cool. We've got our 2 down. What we're going to do now is take 3 of the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, a timeline of past, present, future for the Divine Feminine, and 3 cards from the Mythic Tarot, Juliet Sharman Burke. Love both of these decks very much. Same thing, past, present, future for the Divine Masculine. So let's take a deep breath, shall we? As I call upon the voices of the goddess of many names, the collective quantum divine feminine, within all of life, really half the energy of all that is. Please, my goddesses, Demeter in particular, who sits in the throne of Taurus for me, please. 3 cards, past, present, future, for the Divine Feminine Pioneer Archetype in this Taurus Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign Twin Flame contract, January 2020, though timeless, please. Where has she been in this Twin Flame contract of the past? We're doing them all face down. Where is she now in this Twin Flame contract, a card for the present? Where is she headed in this Twin Flame contract, a card for the future? Very quick, easy. They all pretty much popped right into my hand. While we're here, let's do the Divine Masculine so that once they're on the table, I can just read them straight across. The voice of the gods. Oh, the Divine Masculine energy, half of all of the energy in all of life and all of the universe, please. My gods. 3 cards, past, present, future, for this Divine Masculine Mediator Archetype in this Taurus Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign Twin Flame contract, January 2020, though timeless. Please, first card, where has he been in this Twin Flame contract, the past? Where is he now? Let's do that again. Too many in my hand. One of you wanted to jump. No. If it was just one, I would take it. Please, where is the Divine Masculine Mediator now? Isn't that funny? I had to mediate between cards. Present moment. And now, please, 1 card, my gods, for this Divine Masculine. Where is he headed in this Twin Flame contract? Very interesting. I felt this energy of, oh, my son, to whoever this is, like, oh, my son, like a sense of pride, almost, like, oh, my son. Let's see how that rolls. The Divine Feminine, where has she been? Interesting. Now, keep in mind, these contracts are not always romantic sexual, and why I say that is because we're starting the card of the past here for this Divine Feminine Pioneer Archetype with the Cancerian card, known as the mother of the zodiac. Cancerians really are the nurturing, emotional, moody as well, shadow and light, all signs have them. The Cancerian card, what I love about the Daughters of the Moon as well as the Mythic Tarot is they don't mince around with what the zodiac signs are. They're written right on the cards in this one, and the symbolism is obvious in the Mythic Tarot. So perhaps this is someone who has been pioneering their own mothering of themselves, their own emotional world, sort of breaking new emotional ground within themselves, but might also have a very strong mother energy about them. So could be a mother, literally, this could be a child, oh my son, like I felt like oh my son going on there, but from the gods, It could be also symbolically. Like, I know lots of women who have not had children who are very much the mother archetype. Plus, you have the phases of maiden, mother, and crone, the 3 phases of woman. For men, you have son, father, and sage. So there's something very emotional here, very nurturing, but with that pioneering archetype, it's really feeling like she's been going into unknown terrain within her own emotions and maybe having new emotional experiences with other people in this twin flame contract. Where is she now in all of this? Well, the card of the Lovers. Now, the Lovers, of course, people want to jump to it meaning romance, and certainly that can be. But if you go back to the Rider-Waite Tarot, which I consider sort of not the original, but the classic version most decks are based on, not so much this deck, we're looking at a life-changing decision, usually Adam and Eve, right, in the Garden of Eden. Not a choice, a level of choice, level of consequence. This morning I made coffee. I have the same coffee every day. Verissimo pods, right? Starbucks, Sumatra, right? With my honey and my half and half. Same choice, but same consequence. A life-changing decision. A decision is life-changing. So know the difference of intensity. So the difference between making a cup of coffee, that's a choice, and moving to Sumatra to pick my own beans. That's a life-changing decision. So, of course, falling in love is a life-changing decision. Not saying this decision has been made yet, and if this is romantic sexual, we're looking at somebody who is coming from a place of feeling this out, pioneering these emotions in the past in this contract, but now the decision is in front of them. It may be a case where the heart is saying yes and the head is saying no, or vice versa. So the throat chakra, mommy says yes, daddy says no, what does the child do, right? So maybe chewing on that for a bit, kind of deliberating, particularly if the shadow attribute of compulsive need to move on might be like, yeah, no, this is too intense, let's move on, right? Like, or let's just do it, instead of being in the discomfort of that decision-making process. It's what we tend to do. 2 major arcana cards in a row where she's headed. The Wheel of Fortune, the Spider Woman, She Who Weaves, Fate and Destiny. So this card for me is definitely a soul contract. I mean, the whole spread is about a soul contract. But this is saying that there are some things here that cannot be avoided, right? You cannot avoid your fate, but you can only alchemize it into destiny. Certain aspects of the divine plan are in play here. So this could be having some unexpected twists and turns in the future, which is why perhaps the intuitive nature in the past here for the divine feminine pioneer, she might be like, okay, that's why the yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, don't know what, don't know, don't know, don't know, don't know, because there is an intuitive sense that in the future there are some things written in schedule that, of course, both souls knew about before they came in, but they don't remember now. So if there is any fear, if you are the divine feminine, or even the divine masculine listening to this, then if there is fear there, that is the intuitive sense of change is coming and possible loss, right? That it's the possible loss part that really triggers the fear in us. But sometimes what we lose is like the single identity to then become part of a couple. But I'm not going to rule out the possibility that this is other than romantic sexual just because of the Lover's card, which really, in a more mature tarot sense, if that's the right way to say it, is a card of life-changing decision, hence Major Arcana card. There are other cards in the deck that symbolize romance and sexuality, not just in these decks, but in the other decks I'm using. So we'll see what happens when we get there. Let's look at our Divine Masculine Mediator. Where has he been? 6 of Swords, interesting, though an air card similar to the Divine Feminine with this Cancerian card in terms of sort of balancing out emotions. I love the 6 of Blades. Particularly in the gondola, right? Moving from rough and choppy water, very obvious in the Mythic Tarot, to smooth water. So this can be about therapy. This can be about counseling. This can be about meditation. This can be about affirmation. This can be about navigating the emotional tides of life, but through a mental place, through philosophy, for example, like into each life some rain must fall, right? Or through even a mental paradigm of spirituality, saying Well, here's the one I've adopted. Everything is here to help me. Thank you, Matt KAHN, right? Whatever comes, whatever goes, it's all here to make me better on a soul level. I don't have to like it. Like, that's the stuff. It's a 6, right? It's not a completion. It's not a 10. It's not a major arcana. So this mediator sort of bringing themselves into a mental, emotional balance. And 6, of course, is a number of harmony and balance. Where he's coming from in this contract. Where is he now? Well, the 5 of Swords. So a step backwards in a sense from the 6 to a 5, because now here's the mental conflict. And because the Divine Feminine has this decision, it could be this Divine Masculine mediator wanting to be fair, might be going through that same struggle. Like, I don't know that I want to do this anymore. Should I do this? Should I commit? Shouldn't I? Trying to negotiating fairness and strategy. And I would say this is more in a personal life situation, but respect for both sides of an argument, even if both sides of those argument is within the self. Same seems to be going on. Should I, shouldn't I? I want to, but I don't. I'm afraid, but I want, but back and forth, back and forth. So it's good with a pioneer wanting to kind of break new ground and do it that's never been done before, but the mediator trying to do this in a fair way. So this doesn't feel like a complete barn burner of a twin flame. These people could be related to each other. In other words, genetically through family somehow, right? Where is he headed? Oh, the Hierophant. So to me, a card of immense spirituality, but certainly more of a religious, structured step-by-step. Now, people can talk about organized religion as much as they want with this card, but let's be clear. If you're doing a yoga practice, not just to become more stretchy bendy, which is fine, the fitness aspect, but if you're doing like, you know, a specific yoga / meditation program, whatever it is that you're doing step by step, you could even see the 12-step process as a spiritual, because the 12-step process is spiritual, right? Uses higher power, whether you call it God, goddess, what have you. But something formal, right? Stages. You go through this stage, you go through this step, then this step, through this step. So one of spirituality, religion, conformity, perhaps this mediator coming down to, well, these are the rules. Let's stick to the rules, right? This is what is called for, right? This is what we usually do. We as a tribe, but perhaps even as a human tribe. So comes out of this mental sort of arguing, and need not be between the two of them, can be totally within his own mind trying to find fairness and strategy of how to navigate through this, and goes back to something tried and true. With the Hierophant, which by the way, this is the wounded healer Chiron, I would suggest looking at where the asteroid Chiron is in your chart and see if that's triggering anything relational with you, because it is the wounded healer. Yeah, and plays a role in this deck in the suit of flames with Jason and the Argonauts, because Chiron is part of that myth. We are nowhere near done. We actually have a couple more cards to lay down. Next, we're going to do, to clarify for the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine, as I said before, a healing mantra card for each. Now, before these hit the table, thank you, Matt KAHN, for your brilliant work. I call these my lightsabers on cardboard. It doesn't matter which side you're watching here, whether you're the Divine Masculine or the Divine Feminine, both mantras should be helpful for you. So let's say you're the Divine Feminine. Whatever mantra you get will be to help heal you, right? Because what's a twin flame contract? Learning how to heal yourself. But then whatever card comes up for the Divine Masculine will be to help you heal you with whatever's going on with them. So it's really not about helping each other heal, but both mantras can be helpful. And I do recommend play with both of them in one day, or maybe Monday do one and then Tuesday the other, alternate back and forth. Mantras are not affirmations. I love his introduction to the book, which it's a tiny little booklet. I'm not going to go into it now. But they're not the same as affirmations. To me, they're like codes that you keep flushing through the system in order to change programming. Yeah, I guess it's a little similar to affirmations, but affirmations to me are statements of truth that you say to convince yourself it's true. This is more about like activating cellular stuff, right? You know, like triggering things within the and subconscious mind, so that the subconscious mind finds these thoughts, these beliefs, these truths familiar, so you start experiencing them more. Yeah, I guess it's very similar to affirmations, but to me the purpose is different. The words may be the same. Like, I love Sanskrit mantras because my mind can't play with Sanskrit like it can with English. Like, you should see what my mind does to song lyrics. So with the English, just play with them. Right? Nice deep breath. The voices of the masters, the ascended masters, Matt Kahn and the masters, please. One card in clarity for this divine feminine pioneer in this Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract for January 2020. Please, one card, timeless, for the divine feminine, not looking what it is. While we're here, please, my masters, kind, sweet, advanced ascended masters, please. One card in clarity for this divine masculine mediator archetype in this Taurian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract. Please, one for the divine masculine. We've got them on the table. I'm going to read what both one of them is, read it from the book, and then do the same. All right, the way these work, one side of the card is the name of the mantra, the other side the mantra itself. So we've got exploring unity consciousness for the divine feminine and uncovering confidence. Now, it's funny, exploring unity consciousness. Now, the explorer archetype is different than the pioneer because you can explore something personally that has already been explored, like, I don't know, Japanese cuisine, right? Or French interpretive dance, you know, Zen underwater basket weaving, whatever it is. It's obviously been pioneered before, but you can have a personal exploration of that. So let's start with her. I am one eternal light appearing as all. Exploring unity consciousness. I am one eternal light appearing as all. One eternal light. That is one quantum field appearing as all. All right? The world of multiplicity. I am one in everything. I mean, that's the illusion of separation broken down in a very, very simple way as the illusion that it is. Very, very real while we're here. But to explore unity consciousness, to repeat that, I am one eternal light appearing as all. Let me read you what's in the book on this one. Because it's not terribly long, but it's like, bam, right there, so good. Exploring unity consciousness. I am one eternal light appearing as all. When unity consciousness is explored, you are able to sense a connection that unites all hearts, no matter how unique each person seems to be. In unity, there is a willingness to accept the differences that make each of us unique, while embracing the greater cosmic web of interconnectivity throughout all time and space. In exploring unity consciousness, you are not a person in search of the light. You are the light dressed up as a person along your soul's journey. That perspective, I think, would be happy in any relationship context, twin flame, soulmate, whatever else is out there, right? So the last little bit on here is very helpful. This mantra is ideal for amplifying presence of unity consciousness within you, grounding your energy because it's going to bring you into the here and now, that mantra, and deepening meditation. Meditation just essential, particularly with this sort of life-changing decision. And this thing, it's like really the divine plan, the quantum field is at work here and may very well reveal itself, but would make sense. The divine feminine is pioneering, exploring unity consciousness. She's going to have a very different experience of this than otherwise. Uncovering confidence for this mediator divine masculine. Now that it's uncovering confidence might mean that there is some sort of confidence issue there, considering we've got that Five of Swords, usually seen as mental conflict or fighting, even within the own mind, and then to find something stable, right? Something procedural. Good word. Thank you, my guides. So uncovering confidence. I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. Doubt you can see that. These cards, because the colors are light and the words are written in literally white ink, I guess, print, a little hard to see, but that's okay. I'll pop up a picture at the end, as I often do. So we've got exploring unity consciousness and uncovering confidence. Let's have a look-see, duck-see. Uncovering confidence. I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. Breathe, really. When confidence is uncovered, you are living from a space of renewed purpose. You know your place in the cosmos, and you are an expression of eternal light. There is no wavering on decisions or second-guessing your instincts. Confidence allows you the peace of mind to stand tall in your truth and move forward courageously. Knowing anything that comes your way can only inspire the gift of endless expansion. So whether it's what you want or what you don't want, you don't have to doubt your confidence, saying, no, this is where I was guided. And if it's not what I wanted, it's going to make me expand. It's going to make me heal. It's going to make me grow. This mantra is ideal for resolving insecurities, which I could feel that going from the Six of Swords to the Five of Swords, like having it bounce and like, oh, I don't know. Easing personal concerns, definitely. And finding true safety in your body and the world. Like, that's so important, to feel safe in your own body. That's why the inner child work that Matt Kahn talks about. I've been doing inner child work since I was a child, when I was a teenager. Homecoming, John Bradshaw, going back to the 80s or the 90s. Yeah, I know I was doing it in the 80s, I think. Somebody taught it to me along the way, who remembers. But that thing of talking to the child, talking to the heart chakra as though it is the inner child, because it kind of is, and saying, I want you to feel safe in this body. You let me know what you need. I'm here to protect you, so that the innocence of your heart can feel safe within the body and then eventually safe within the world, right? Very, very cool cards. Uncovering Confidence and Exploring Unity Consciousness. We have 3 cards left. We're going to pull 3 Whispers of Love from the Whispers of Love Oracle, representing, or channeling, I should say, I hate that word, but channeling the voices of the higher selves of all involved. Take a nice deep breath with me. Here we go. Higher selves of all involved, please. 1 card in clarity. We're going to do 1 for the Divine Feminine, 1 for the Divine Masculine, and 1 for the contract in and of itself. 1. Whisper of Love, please. Higher selves of all involved for the Divine Feminine Pioneer archetype. In this Taurian, this Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Twin Flame, contract for January 2020. Though timeless, please, 1 card, please, for the Divine Feminine. While we are here, same thing. 1 card, please, for the Divine Masculine Mediator archetype in this Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Twin Flame contract for January 2020 and beyond. There we go for him. And please, the higher selves of all involved, 1 card, a Whisper of Love in clarity for this Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Twin Flame contract for January 2020 and timeless at the same timelessness. All right. For the Divine Feminine, we've got love makes a difference. Love can help heal past hurts and provides a sense of security, self-worth, and importance, which leads me to think that this is not necessarily a romantic context here. Can be, but love makes a difference, and what triggers that in my energy field, a sense of security, self-worth, and importance. So regardless, this is a twin flame contract. This is what this Divine Feminine is getting out of this, is security, self-worth, and a sense of importance. Love makes the difference, to love herself. Like I said, with that inner child work, when the child feels, let's say, insecure, because security's here, just pulling a word. It's okay to feel insecure, honey. You don't have all the answers, and we're pioneers, so plenty of times we've walked into new terrain that we have no idea about. What we always, so I love you. It's okay to be afraid, but I'm here. Right? That's being loving to the self, and of course that is going to affect everybody else in this Divine Feminine's energy field as she pioneers. For the Divine Masculine then, what's his Whisper of Love? Look to your inner strength. Considering this card of the mantra of uncovering confidence, that really clicks, and also the strength of something that has a protocol to it, right? A procedural thing. Look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. So this is really feeling more inner strength than outer strength. Emotional resilience, right? The ability to feel both the highs and the lows and stay what? Balanced, fair, right? To find your strategy forward. So though there is very little emotion in this card depicted, yes, certainly in the Six of Swords, going from rough waters to smooth is there, but something definitely there about looking to finding, embracing, uncovering the confidence of the inner strength. Because who we are at core is the quantum field. Who we are at our core is the divine, yes. Individual manifestations of the divine, but all the divine, right? It's sort of like we're all made up of photons and quarks and particles and subparticles and subatomic particles, all the same stuff, light, if you will. I am the light I am, right? We are all the light. That is the source of our strength. It's very Course in Miracles, by the way. God's strength is my strength, so to speak. So for the contract in and of itself, you are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. When this card comes up, really in any place in a spread, but in particularly in a twin flame contract, this is what triggers for me a sense, not an absolutely knowing, because this is a general read. It's not going to work for everybody. Check your other signs. I forgot to say that in the beginning. Check your other signs. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Check them. But this is an indication, perhaps, that this twin flame contract may evolve, transform into a soulmate contract because it is limitless. In other words, you start off learning how to heal, teaching each other how to heal, tumultuous, right? How to love yourself, transformative, tricky, triggery, treacherous, you know, all that scary T words. Then over time, the contract mutates, transforms, changed, but all of that has to be written in, and that really backs it up because it's something that's written destiny, that it becomes soulmate. Now, I can't say that's true for everybody watching this, but I am going to say that this contract is, you are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do, which I think speaks very, very well for the uncovering confidence and the looking to your inner strength, while at the same time love making a difference in this decision in a very pioneering way, while exploring unity consciousness. You get me? How it all fits together. Let's allow it all to fit together in your overview with a lovely, lovely magic clap. Please join with me. Nice deep breath. Magic clap. We start with the Divine Feminine, pioneer archetype in the shadow attribute. Compulsive need to keep moving on, moving towards the light attribute. Passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. In the recent past, we've got the Mother of Cups, the Cancerian card. So definitely some emotionality going on here, perhaps some intuition, some guidance and grace coming through, bringing her into this contract, or perhaps she is very much an emotional nurturer, a mother, either literally or symbolically. Moving her into the present moment of Aphrodite, the Lovers, but the Lovers card really of having to make a life-changing decision. Do I fall in love or not? Do I walk away or not? Do I commit or not? Do I love or not, regardless of the form or shape of the relationship? Which brings her where she's going. Now remember, the future cards are always mutable. That's the point. I mean, unless it's something really written in stone. And here, with the Spider Woman, it feels a little written in stone that there's going to be a turn of the wheel, and an unexpected change, but one cyclic in a way, that it's just sort of the next thing that's written for this contract. So it might be an unavoidable fate kind of thing, but that doesn't mean she cannot weave destiny through it. Particularly with that card of exploring unity consciousness, experiencing herself, I am one eternal light, appearing as all, and then finding that whisper of love there. Love makes the difference, not just a difference, the difference, very specific word there. Love can help heal past hurts and provides a sense of security, self-worth, and importance. So either way, it feels like she has the opportunity to walk away, if that's the decision, to walk away with a deeper sense of security, self-worth, and importance. So this could be very much the ending of a twin flame, but then with that Limitless card, we'll get there, right? Looking at the Divine Masculine, Mediator, shadow attribute, negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. Moving into the light attribute, a gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. Looking at the recent past, that mediator with the Six of Swords feels like in the past with this contract has mediated, at least within himself as a divine masculine mediator, that balance, ferrying himself from more turbulent emotional thoughts, or thoughts that, make his emotions turbulent, navigating into smoother, calmer waters. Again, that can be mantra work, that can be meditation, that can be therapy, counseling, journaling, all sorts of a means, M-E-A-N-S, to the end of a more peaceful mind. Where he is right now, though, in the present, is the Five of Swords. Going from the Six of Swords to the Five of Swords, certainly a bit of a setback, but that could be that inner mental conflict. Not just the overthinking, but thinking two ways about things. Like, yes, I really want to, but I can't. Very much like what it feels like in the card of the Lovers for the Divine Feminine, sort of that back and forth between head and heart, though in the Divine Masculine it seems to be more in the head, more conceptual. But then moving forward into the Hierophant, Chiron, the wounded healer, the Hierophant in this deck, of really finding something procedural, step by step, something that allows some stability for this conflict to be resolved, hence a mediation, but very well maybe a mediation first within the Divine Masculine. The mantra, uncovering confidence, I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. Almost giving this sense that this person, this Divine Masculine, has played more of a passive role, perhaps let himself be steamrolled by the Divine Feminine or by life in general, hence the uneasiness with this situation in general, particularly with the Whisper of Love saying, look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize, which shows the Divine Masculine probably doesn't realize how much power he actually has in this situation. The Hierophant, however, the wounded healer, particularly if that's of a spiritual ilk, will tune him more to his spiritual power than manifesting more in terms of choices and decisions, because he's stronger than he realizes. But then, almost like a wild card, that last card down, that last Whisper of Love oracle card for the contract in general, for this Taurus collective, you are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do, which is really, I'm getting this vibe of freedom for both of them. Like, even if this contract is null and void, done with in the future, something that's just written, they go their separate ways, that they will be given great freedom, that sense of limitlessness to move on. For a pioneer and a mediator, they will find their way through. If, however, this limitless is talking about the possibility of this twin flame contract becoming a soulmate contract, it does happen, it is rare, but it does happen, then they really have to utilize the lessons that are on their plate right now, that there's no getting around that. That is part of the fate, and so that the fate can be alchemized, the lead of fate can be alchemized into the gold of destiny, by really seeing this relationship as a means to healing the self, and then possibly a contract of then helping each other heal, which is helping the entire collective of humanity, the entire quantum field, heal. So, there you have it, my Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. I'll give you the blessing. May the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed in their twin flame contracts, that they may learn how to heal themselves, that they may learn how to love themselves, that they may learn how to set healthy boundaries, make wise decisions, aligning the congruence of head, throat, and heart, that they be congruent in their truth, in their choices, in their wisdom, that they are able to make wise, loving, powerful choices and decisions for themselves, for the betterment of themselves individually, for the relationship, and for the well-being of all. And so it is. Nothing like the grace of prayer. Go read my book, Words of Grace. Oh, the book is still on sale. I haven't dropped the price back to $24.95 from $14.95. So I'll leave it up for another couple of days if you want to go grab that puppy. Cool, cool. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Help me get my numbers up. Drunk Tarot once a month. Worth it. I love you all so very much. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed of 2020, my beloved Earth sign brothers and sisters. But for now, hail, farewell, and blessed be.